That's why trust isn't just a nice to have inside of your marriage. It's actually the oxygen that keeps the relationship alive and well. Without rebuilding it, the marriage will suffocate under suspicion, fear, and doubt. Are you a couple who is struggling right now to rebuild trust because your marriage has been rocked by betrayal? Well, I want you to know you're not alone, and there is hope. Today, we're going to dive into a topic that so many couples struggle with after betrayal. Why rebuilding trust is about consistency and not perfection. So hang on tight. We're going to dive deep on Beauty Beyond Betrayal. Hey beautiful, are you done with the pain, devastation, and overwhelm that marital betrayal has thrown at you? And you need a real roadmap to recovery. And you also desire to heal God's way. Well, you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Lisa, a betrayal trauma and infidelity recovery specialist who went from being crushed and humiliated by my own husband's affair to a global sought-after recovery specialist, helping Christian women and couples just like you heal and recover from the devastation of marital betrayal, all while doing it God's way. Are you ready to dive in? I know I am. So, grab your favorite latte, maybe a glass of wine, snuggle up with your favorite blanket on the couch, and let's focus on you right now. Let's do this, beautiful. Welcome back to the Beauty Beyond Betrayal podcast. If you have been betrayed, you know how fragile trust feels right now. And if you're the unfaithful spouse, well, you are probably feeling extremely overwhelmed, thinking, how can I ever prove myself again? Well, today's episode, I want to speak to both of you. I'm going to help you break down why trust is essential, especially after betrayal. And I want to give you 3 powerful steps, you the unfaithful, to start taking so that you can show up consistently and begin rebuilding what was broken. We're going to dive into it. I hope you listen to this one together, and I really pray it helps to bring great conversation to both of you inside of your relationship as you're seeking to heal. And stay tuned. I'm going to share a little bit about our Marriage Redesign program with you as well towards the end of the program today. So let's first talk about why in the world trust is so essential, especially after betrayal. Well, trust is the very foundation of every thriving relationship. Without trust, intimacy, safety, and connection can't flourish. Trust is like that foundation that must be built inside of your marital relationship. And after betrayal, trust doesn't just crack, it actually is shattered into a trillion pieces. It's like shards of glass just strung all over the place. For you, the betrayed spouse, it often feels like the ground beneath you has completely disappeared. The rug's been pulled out from underneath you. You have no sure footing anymore. You question what's real. Your past, present, and future, none of it makes sense anymore. You question all of it. What's true, what's not. And even you wonder who you are in light of this betrayal. That's why trust isn't just a nice to have inside of your marriage. It's actually the oxygen that keeps the relationship alive. And without it, rebuilding this marriage is going to suffocate under suspicion, fear, and doubt. Trust is essential if you are seeking to have a great relationship. And yes, you can have a great relationship after betrayal, but trust is the foundation. It really is. Now, here's the hard truth. You as the betrayed spouse can't just will yourself to trust again. It doesn't happen that way. Trust is actually rebuilt through time and consistent actions by the one who's been unfaithful. It's not one grand gesture. It's not one perfect streak. But it's steady, reliable follow-through actions consistently over time. Trust is not given freely. Trust is earned. And this is a hardcore thing for many people because they feel like, well, trust should be just given no matter what. But actually, no, it's not. Trust is earned. So let's look at this consistency thing versus something that everybody struggles with, and that is perfection. Now, perfection says, I'll never mess up again. And how many of you, as the one who has been unfaithful, you've caught yourself saying that? Trust me, I'll never mess up again. Just trust me, right? Well, that's unrealistic because we're human and nobody is going to live a perfect life and never mess up. It's just not going to happen that way. Now, on the flip side, consistency says, I will keep showing up even when it's hard. I'll keep choosing honesty. I'll keep proving day after day that I'm safe to trust again. In other words, you're showing up. You're being consistent. You're doing the same things over and over and over again. There's fruit in keeping with repentance. Your action steps match the words that you speak. You see, consistency and showing yourself consistently is what rewires the betrayed spouse's nervous system to feel safe again. This actually helps her tremendously. Every time she sees you being consistent, it does help rewire her brain. And over time, the steady pattern of showing up with truth, humility, and accountability, it actually begins to soften her defenses and it rebuilds trust drop by drop, or what we say brick by brick. I know that can seem a little hard to swallow because you're like, oh my gosh, droplet by droplet, Lisa. Yes, trust is lost by bucketfuls, but it is regained by droplets. It takes a while, and it takes being engaged and really committed for the long haul. So I want to help you today. I want to give you 3 steps to show up consistently so that you can begin to rebuild the trust that was broken through the betrayal. So the first thing is commit to radical honesty. Now, I know some of you who are unfaithful just shivered when I said that. But the truth is, you've got to be radically honest. You really do, because honesty is key. And radical honesty is actually essential. The days of half-truths, omitting things, or even minimizing are over, done with, no more. They don't exist, okay? Truth can't survive in the dark. Remember, the darkness is the devil's domain. That's his playground. That's where he wins the battles against you. So we've got to bring it into the light. We've got to be honest. And radical honesty means telling the truth even when it's uncomfortable, okay? Let me say it again. Telling the truth even when it's uncomfortable. Let's go further. Even when it risks upsetting your spouse. Yeah, you did just hear me right on that one. So if she's asking you if that dress looks really nice on her and it looks like a burlap sack and it's not flattering at all, the best thing you can do is to say, hun, you've got so many other things that look wonderful on you. That's just not as appealing. It's just not as flattering. And I know you want to look your best, so I want to tell you the truth. And she may feel uncomfortable, right? She may get upset, but it's better for you to walk in 100% honesty with her. And over time, your honesty, even in the small little things, like I just said, the small things, becomes a signal that you are safe and trustworthy. All right, here's number 2 for you. Follow through on small promises. Now, what I mean by that is if you are saying you're going to be home by 6 p.m., then at all costs, be home at 6 p.m. Now, what happens? I know, I hear you. What happens if you get stuck in traffic, there's an accident, there's a delay that you can't help? Well, that's when you call her and you let her know, this is where I am, this is what's going on, and I really wanted to stay honest and let you know that I'm following through. I couldn't help this. This is exactly what's going on. Even if you have to snapshot a picture to let her know in real time, do that, okay? Or, FaceTime, whatever you need to do. If you say you're going to call her at noon, then call at noon. When you say you're going to go to coaching, you're going to go to your marriage redesign coaching program, then go. Be there. Show her you're doing the recovery work. These small acts of follow-through carry enormous weight with her. Now, to you, it might feel like no big deal, but to her, it's proof that your words are matching your actions. And because of that, you can be trusted again. So remember, trust is rebuilt in the micro moments, not the grand gestures. Okay, and here's number 3. Be predictable in your actions. Listen, brother, predictability isn't boring. It's actually safe. And your wife has lived through chaos, shock, and tremendous pain and trauma. And now she needs to know what to expect from you. So being consistent in your routines, your check-ins, and emotional presence, well, this creates stability for her. And stability creates safety. And when you are being predictable in your actions, everything's matching up. And now you are stable and you have become a safe place. Well, you're now rebuilding trust. So let me just stop for a second and encourage both of you for a moment, okay? If you're the one who's been betrayed, I want to affirm you. Rebuilding trust is not about you doing more, okay? It's not. It's not about tolerating more. It's not about pretending you're okay. No, not at all. It's about your partner stepping up to consistently prove over time that they are trustworthy again. They are the ones who are going to have to show up time and time again to rebuild this trust. Why? Because they broke the trust. So they are the ones who are going to have to rebuild it. And as the unfaithful, hear me clearly, you will not get it perfect. So lay that down. Perfectionism doesn't exist. It's not going to happen for you. It doesn't happen for any of us. But you can be faithful in the process. You can show up daily and be humble, be repentant, and have a willingness to rebuild what you broke. Trust is possible. I want you to hear that loud and clear. Trust is possible, but only through consistent action, not quick fixes. As we end today, I want you to understand that rebuilding trust after betrayal is one of the hardest things you'll ever face. That's just the truth. But it's also one of the most beautiful testimonies when God's grace steps in. And if you're ready to move beyond surviving and actually rebuild your marriage on a stronger foundation than before, then I want to invite both of you into our Marriage Redesign program. Now, this is our 6-month couples coaching program that is designed to help you move past the devastation of betrayal. It moves you into true restoration and connection. Inside of this program, we walk you step by step through rebuilding safety, security, stability, trust, and intimacy with biblical wisdom and proven strategies. It is a roadmap that is 99% effective. And this we are proud of because God was the master of it all. You don't have to try to figure all this out on your own. So if you go below in the show notes, you'll see a link that says Marriage Redesigned Program. Click on it. Grab yourself your free consult today. We will get together with you, find out where you currently are, where your heart desires to be, and we will tell you about the program that can get you there. We only have a few spots available for the fall season, so grab it while you can, because once we're full, we won't be able to take any more for quite a while. So until next time, I want you to remember this. Rebuilding trust isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up consistently, time and time again. So keep choosing faith, keep choosing healing, and keep choosing one another. God's for you. He's in your corner, and He has restoration waiting just for you. We can't wait to meet you in a Redesigned consult. Until then, be blessed. Thanks for stopping by and spending a little time with me today. I hope you enjoyed today's show and you found hope, healing, and encouragement. Please remember to subscribe to my podcast and leave a review. You can even screenshot this episode. You can share it out on Facebook and IG stories. This is how we get the message of hope and healing out to all women and couples who are in need of restoration after betrayal. And if you're ready to move out of that devastation and take the next step in your healing journey, well, make sure to reach out. Schedule your coaching session today. Until next time, love God, live your life passionately, and always choose joy in the midst of any circumstance that you may face. Cheers to you, beautiful.